Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Reacts where today we're going to be checking out a video, if I understand it correctly, from glamour model LilyWow titled I Probably Shouldn't Upload This 3 Minutes of Dance Chaos. If we switch over to here, apparently LilyWow has been a glamour model for the last 25 years. Apparently this is a track they've uploaded via the Fiesta channel, if I am not mistaken. I'm going to listen through this track from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. They told me not to upload. Alright, let's do it. Let's go. If you're an alien watching this, this is never meant to humans. Sorry, not sorry. Cool. Disco climber. Nice. Nice, well done. No, I mean, the video is really cool, but I do quite like the music as well. How are they getting these people to dance? Are these like outtakes they've taken? Are these like things from videos or movies that they've got, or have they done something else? Text me, maybe, trust me, no. Kiss me, keep me, oh. You burn, you burn. I glow, you break, I'm the queen of the night. Okay. Interesting. So I think I appreciate what we're trying to do with that video. I'm still trying to figure out how they got them to dance like that. We're going to talk about this track more in the conclusion. And so welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track, titled I Probably Shouldn't Upload This 3 Minutes of Dance Chaos. And more so the video. In this section, I'm going to be providing an overall song analysis of the music, lyrics, and vocals, as well as through to the production, as well as any applicable constructive critique, and then finally my general thoughts from my listener's perspective. But first of all, what do we think this track is about? I think this track is about basically celebrating getting lost in the music at night. They're the queen of the night floor, the dance floor, and everyone's getting kind of lost into it. You freeze, you lose, you know, sweat, etc. Just getting lost within it. And I think that the video with all the different actors doing the dancing is just trying to sort of communicate that, and kind of, it's meant to be fun dance chaos. It's an interesting sort of social media strategy. But I like what we're trying to, I just realized the arms. I realized what we're trying to accomplish here. I think that the story is accessible. It's not super revolutionary, but it's done in a way where it'll get people that are interested kind of pumped up and going with it. You know, it kind of reminds me of a lot of music in the late 2000s, early 2010s, and that kind of electronic dance movement. So it's really cool. So yeah, the story makes sense. The vocal style between the guy rapping kind of reminds me of Pitbull a little bit with that kind of styling. It's a very sort of reminiscent of a lot of that, again, that electronic music, that pop stuff from the early 2010s. with the lady, I'm assuming that maybe Lilywell, I'm not sure, their vocals and that upper range, and then the guy rapping as a foil or sort of in call and response between each other, when applicable in those sort of like lower sections. And I think that that's just sensible structuring of a piece to not have the same vocal texture timbre the entire time, different perspectives, different rhythms, different cadences. One that's not as melodic and not as be more of a rhythmic element alongside the drums and kicks in the verse. The other one sort of more decorating the frequency spectrum in stereo field within the chorus parts. I feel like it's nice and lush and well intentioned and well sort of implemented. So overall, I think the vocals suit. Again, there's a chemistry between the people involved. It's good. It's good. The track itself, 2 minutes 45, is nice and short. You know, it's not overstaying its welcome. Variety of different verses and choruses and risers and instrumental parts there. We get a lot of time to appreciate both the story that's being told in the varying perspectives, as well as the just general bass, drums, synths, etc., everything going on behind it. There's a lot of movement and adjustments of things in order to keep things compelling. You have the bam, 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 that kind of trancey kind of synth later beginning with the yeah going over top there, trying to sort of pump you up. And we have like a da 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 da, kind of a catchiness with that melody, kind of peppy and energetic, and with an interesting 8th and sort of 16-note rhythm. So you have the hi-hats lead us in. When we have those kick drums come in around the 22nd mark or so, you got the instantiated 30. Sort of like 30. That essentially a quarter note groove there with the side chaining on the kick being really well implemented there, the cymbals and the snares coming in with a nice sort of clap to it, like everyone's dancing around it. And you got these offbeat syncopated bam, 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 just to make the overall sort of rhythm and phrasing of things within the arrangement a little bit more interesting. If everything was on beat, it'd be like a little bit too sort of cleanly accented on the numbers. And that quarter note groove on the kit with the 8th and 16th note undertones continues throughout a lot of the piece there with occasional pauses. You just have a lot of color in the mid-range because of the synth pads and leads, and they don't overshadow the vocals there. But it's a little bit more low-key in the verses to allow more precedence there, with the choruses lifting us up after those risers. There's lots of noisy kind of pads and releases there for the ender bits there. There's a lot of fundamentals of modern house production that are involved there and very effective. And we move and change our sort of our tones and textures, such as, again, that kind of really sort of firm, strong, syncopated bass synth that we have around the minute mark there. It's got a great sense of groove to it, and it's got a nice sort of sizzle that adds a bit of edge and passion to it. There's even bits of vocal chopping, like around that 2-minute mark there, and in other parts of the song as well, to adjust the way that the vocals are interpreted through the piece to make those a bit more exciting as well. And with those sort of risers that I mentioned there, the synths go kind of building us up. We add these snare fills that sort of like soar into those, and they're not overdone. They're there just as, like, again, a fundamental of the style of music that we're doing with our electronic stuff. It's important to kind of have us kind of rise into it and let the listener know where we're headed. We go into 30 seconds and loop it and sort of do some interesting sort of synthy stuff to the vocals and ultimately, yeah, I feel like it's well polished. I think there's also maybe those syncopated pads I was talking about with keys earlier, but it's just nice to have a range of different sort of like key and mid-range and higher and upper end elements alongside the cymbals there, just to really sort of color the frequency spectrum. Ultimately, the pulse of it is, it's catchy. It's a bit zesty with the vocal stylings without being too much. Thematically major oriented, I think, because it's trying to pump you up and get you excited for the situation you're in, but it doesn't come across as cheesy or disingenuous. I'm not really necessarily sure how I would articulate this from other tracks based on the composition of the vocal stylings, but nonetheless it's pleasant to listen to. I think it'll work really well in a mix. The eyes on me part as well, going back to beginning, it's just there's an attempt by the musicians compositionally to get you sort of focused on them and interested as well. So if you were DJing, you could bring that track in at the start there, and you'd be like, oh, okay, I get it, we're doing that now. And it's just nice to kind of break the fourth wall a little bit without being too much. It definitely, as I said, thematically major leaning, lots of upper end sort of energetic melodies to keep you sort of encapsulated within the track there. The pads aren't sort of working outside the diatonic. It's a fairly safe chord progression and bass line sort of harmonically, and with a variety of different rhythms on the kit, as well as compelling vocal performances across a wide range of ways they interpret and sort of put themselves forward, the different textures and timbres. Ultimately, I think the track works, you know. Again, very good. Nice and short as well, without any filler. Not a note out of place, you know, it's good. Studio recording, mixing and mastering is well handled, I think. In general, the vocals, synths, keys, bass, drums are easily heard within the frequency spectrum of stereo field. There are no weird resonant frequencies. and it's nice and wide, and there's, you know, things sort of move around the place a little bit. You get different vocals and different fill parts in different places, and it's again, it sounds lush. Nice use of reverb towers and delays, and there's these like boom, these kind of like thuds that go right to the side of the stereo field there to kind of really go, oh wow, that sounds huge now, you know. And it's also nice to hear the guy sing around that mark as well. I didn't mention that. It's just nice to hear the vocals aren't too overproduced. You know, it's easy to kind of go between the different vocal stylings, and there's nothing that is overplayed here. There's side chaining on the kick there, not a lot of production, you know, dynamic range, but there's a bit of compositional ones, especially with this early start there with things kind of coming into their own. Nice and loud, bus compression limiting is handled. Not very applicable constructive critique. General listener's perspective, yeah, when we consider I probably shouldn't upload this 3 minutes of dance chaos, I think that it's less chaotic than I was expecting, but I think that's kind of the play on words we're doing. We have a bit of fun with it. It's good. I think the track itself is really nice, and it was interesting to see all the different actors kind of grooving along to it. I understand what we were trying to accomplish there. It'll be interesting to see what they do in future, but all the best of luck to them with that. Thank you for watching my review of this track, this video, I suppose, titled I probably shouldn't upload this 3 minutes of dance chaos. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via the various social medias and their YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next SB Reacts. Spiderhands out.